Hello to all my friends out there. Well, it's getting pretty late. It's about 5:30 or 6 o'clock. And I'm still in my car. So this video is on shrinkflation. And I think this is an issue well worth thinking about. Okay, I found a good recipe, a good video. It was Mama's 10-minute hot water cornbread recipe by Phil Robertson. And I posted it on my Twitter, and what he was making is that water cornbread. And I didn't know this because, you know, we're here on the West Coast. We have tortillas and, you know, so, but the thing about the water cornbread is evidently that was a meal, like a pioneer meal. And that is the best application yet I have seen of the water cornbread. In my family, we ate cornbread, regular cornbread with honey and butter. So I could see how that could work out. And another thing was he was frying the cornbread in peanut oil. And I thought, yeah, that's a good thing to do because you need your nuts, you know, so peanut oil. The two deficiencies that could really sneak up are nuts and fish, and we'll get into that in a minute. Another thing is watch out your money. You know, I was at the front door and somebody had found a $100 bill. And it's really easy to lose your money if you're not careful. One time I had my entire week's pay in cash in my back pocket, and I had to go to the restroom in Target, and it fell out on the floor. And I didn't discover it, and I was shopping around, and I went back, and I go, oh no, and it was still there. Generally, that doesn't happen. When I was working as a hairdresser, the girls we have these little smock things, and those started because, this is how long I've been a hairdresser. If the girls look scroungy, you know, you would wear a smock. So, you know, you would look a little bit nicer, and they had pockets in the front. I worked with girls that wore the same clothes all week. So a smock, you know. But it wasn't uncommon for them to lose the entire day of tips that they kept in their smock pockets. So watch out your money. Okay, so now let's go to shrinkflation. So I have an example of shrinkflation. Remember, these were 44 ounces, and then they shrunk them down to 32 ounces. And they have a form of shrinkflation. Small, medium, and large is all the same price. So when a person pays the same price for a small beverage as a large beverage. Okay, process shrinkflation, and they said, is shrinkflation a real word? Probably not, but we all know it is a form of inflation. And I was telling my son, we're like a vessel, you know, transporting the military to shore, and we've got these bullets trying to hit us from every side, and we just got to stay the course and watch out for attacks like shrinkflation. The process of items shrinking in size or quantity. Okay, I've got one that you might not be thinking about. You go into the store and there is a less quantity of items. It is a form of shrinkflation if you think about it. The size or quantity, sometimes reformulating or reducing quantity. So what that would be is cheaper ingredients for the same price, like putting soy into food that used to be this is one of they're getting famous for. Reformulating or reducing quantity while prices stay the same, less number of items. So a form, in a way, is when there's not a good selection, you're looking at shrinkflation. you're looking at the consumer paying the same or more for smaller items. Okay, one example is coffee. I would expect shrinkflation. Smaller rolls of toilet paper or thinner paper. Containers that are only 2/3 of the way full. Okay, what I do, and I've mentioned this many times, is like when I'm buying detergent, I find the one that's as high up as possible. Some of them are like, maybe 18% lower. So you want to get into also bananas, 25 cents. Buy the biggest ones. Bell peppers, buy the biggest ones. A lot of times they're sneaky about the products 2/3. You have the bottle 2/3, but you can't see into the bottle. Smaller containers on the inside, so it looks like a big amount, but there's a little bit inside. So we've all seen that. The package is the same, but the weight of the package is less. You will notice, okay, like a pound is 16 ounces. When you notice that the package is 15 ounces, that's shrinkflation. When you notice that the package is 7 ounces as opposed to half a pound at 8 ounces, that is in shrinkflation. Smaller chocolate bars for the same price. Everything is inflating. I just saw $1, the tubes of potato chips, $1.57. That is a 57% increase from shrinkflation. That is an example of more money for the same amount of product. Another example of shrinkflation is you have a package and you might have 8 items as opposed to a package with 20 items. That is a form of shrinkflation. So, or much less amounts in the package. Another thing they like to do is charge by the single item, like an orange for 74 cents, a lemon for 50 cents. So that is a form of shrinkflation. Okay, so now what we want to do to combat this. The best thing is to buy in bulk or buy reduced, like at these outlet places, like grocery outlet. Cornmeal and corn flour, so you can make tamales or cornbread or this water cornbread. Rice. This guy, Phil Robertson, also has a video on how to make rice. I subscribe to him. I will be checking this out. Beans. Okay, I posted award-winning chili. Chili is really good. Chili is something I would choose to eat, a couple times a month anyway, so might as well learn how to make good chili. Also, I have been watching Italian grandmother cookings, like good lasagna, like good spaghetti, pancake mix. These are the things I bought reduced, but what I'm going to be looking for is bulk. I'm probably going to start out with 10 pounds because, I have enough food. So we're going to be thinking about bulk, because then per ounce you can calculate the price. Like when you're buying 7 ounces of a product for $1, when you could buy, I'll give you an example, $2 when you can buy $2.27 at Walgreens, when you can buy 6 for $2.50 at Walmart. That's dumb. That's one of the dumb things I did. So we're going to be looking into, and another thing is like those tamales. You might be thinking, why do you even bother making that few tamales? Well, I have 6 of them in the freezer. But what one could do is one could cook a lot of food and then eat what you want and freeze the rest. And that is a good way to combat this. Okay, today I bought a couple things and I want to tell you why. Okay, I bought 2 of these. I can't always find these because I have the best scones to be made out of these. Go to my Twitter and get the butter scone recipe. And you add tomatoes, you chop these up fine, and Parmesan cheese is going to make the best scones. Okay, and then they finally got some chives. I bought 2. I will be stocking up on these. But the best way to do the stockpile is little by little. Then you don't get stuff you don't want. Okay, now on the issue of salmon. Out here, I don't know if all places, the salmon is a big damn deal, right? Forget it. Buy some sardines. For one thing, you get 3.5 ounces canned. We're talking canned. And you can eat those on crackers because you need a little fish. So there's this thing, he who controls the food controls the world. Well, we have to have a little fish. They used to say eat fish and liver once a week, but now they've dropped the liver. Which I hate it anyway. But, okay, so now another thing that I see shrinkflation on is cereal. Oh, and if you guys have noticed a shrinkflation item or issue, can you leave it under comments? Okay, so I bought one of these packages, and what is so good with these is when you make oatmeal, crumble some on top. It is so good. Or put applesauce on top. Oatmeal is one of the things you can buy in bulk. Okay, sunflower seeds. So now, when you eat these regularly, they go fast. This is the whole point. How you can save yourself so much grief. You have to have some nuts. Okay, I found Lulu's in El Cajon has the pitas for 89 cents as opposed to $2.50 for 4. And you put the room temperature hummus on you heat your pita, put room temp in a little oil. I'm looking for olive oil. I will buy. Now that's something I will buy in bulk. And peanut oil. And then you put your room temperature hummus. And then in the same pan, you just put a little handful of sunflower seeds. And you put those on top of the hummus and pita. And then I bought these pepitas because this is the same thing. You sprinkle these pepitas. These are $1. Get them while you can. And then these are $1, so I got these. You know, for what I bought those for is, the main thing I really need walnuts for is fudge. When I make fudge at Christmas time. And then, you know, I eat them in cookies and stuff like that. So, we have to be mindful. We're staying the course. We're driving through this dangerous water. We're sailing. And we have inflation, we have shrinkflation, we have, you know, all this stuff. We have, you know, all this stuff, increased prices, unemployment. And so we're going to be thinking about this daily. Okay, I need some kind of nuts. Peanut butter is good too. I need some kind of fish. What I did is I located the salmon for $2.99, the big can. The worst deal is those 2.5 ounce packages, tuna too. And so I'm going to be going to Smart and Final, probably the big cans. You know, if you go to these places like Smart and Final where you buy like restaurant quality food, it's so much cheaper. They have the big huge bags of potatoes, sweet potatoes, and rice, and food to make bread. You're not going to go hungry. That's the point. So, and also, you know, out here, I want to make mention of this. Out here, I know there are churches out here that provide food twice a week. Right down the street here, I think it's El Cajon Boulevard by the 31 Flavors in La Mesa. And then the Adventist Church has food twice a week. So those are good places to donate food if you should have food. I'm not donating my food yet because I have a bad feeling that things might get drastically worse. So I want to be very careful with my food for a while. And then I will donate I will know when the time is right. Okay, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.